Will the clerk please call the roll?
Fisher.
Here.
Eckhart.
Here.
Benson. Hannaford.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Valencia.
Here.
Melton.
Here.
Stelling.
Here.
Item number 4 is discussion and action on the consent agenda. All of the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at City Council meetings will be approved by one vote of the Council. Any member of the Council desiring to discuss an item on the consent agenda may request that it be removed from the consent agenda and placed for discussion as the next item on the regular agenda. It will then be considered separately. The consent agenda consists of the consideration and action on the following items. Item A, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of August 1st, 2016, and approval of claims in the amount of $127,868.33 and payroll expenses of $77,600.06. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Miller, a second by Dr. Hannaford to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Miller.
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Valencia.
Yes.
Eckhart.
Yes.
Stelling.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
Number 6 is reports from boards and officers. Item A is the library board meeting from August 2nd, 2016. Councilman Valencia, do you have a report to share with us?
Really a lot of updates from the library staff on programs, but much of the discussion centered around plan going forward with interior renovations of the library. Now that the roof issue has been solved, they're looking at budget money and private money and the direction they want to go and making some improvements to the interior of the library. Just discussion phase about ideas at this point. Certainly nothing solid going forward, but that dominated the bulk of the meeting.
Thank you. Does council have any questions for Mr. Valencia? Item B is the Alva Airport Commission meeting from August 8th, 2016. Councilman Miller?
At that meeting, we had two large items that for consideration. One was for the building of the T hangars. We did approve the building purchase and the erection of that building to full fab for the $184,700. And then we had a discussion on a repair to an existing the South Share hangar, which has had a water issue for nearly 25 years. We did approve that project in the amount of $50,355 that will start taking place here in the next few months. The building will not be put up until the Airport Commission has a chance to get bids and approve for the dirt work and concrete work for that building to be put up. So coming up on that agenda will be the dirt work and the concrete for that nested 8-pack hangar.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and do the finance.
Then we had the Finance Committee a little bit ago. Sales tax. Last month, the sales tax was down what we had expected. However, this month it is back to where we had expected. Now keep in mind that the sales tax runs 2 months behind, so what we collected in August was actually collected at the state or from businesses in Alva in June. So August is right where we had kind of predicted that to be. We did discuss some personnel expenses that are up over the first month. All of that is accountable, but we're really, Joe Don has met with department heads and trying to watch any overtime to make sure that we don't start a trend that continues upward so that we end up way over at the end of the year, especially if sales taxes, like they were the last couple of months, are either at or below what we expect. We had discussion on the debt elimination that will come up in 2021. We've got several items that are financed, that debt will be eliminated in about 5 years from now. So ongoing discussion on either if we have large projects that we need to start planning for, or if that money will be incorporated back into the budget for continued increases in different department budgets. More than likely, it'll be a combination of both, so that we can take care of any large projects we have and continue to start increasing budgets as we go, as that debt's eliminated. Investments, we looked at all the investments that we have. We do have some that are maturing and being reinvested. Cash is good. If there's any questions, Joe Don will happily answer.
Does the council have any questions for either Councilman Miller or Mr. Dunham? Thank you. For my report, I'll just share that we've got a busy time of year as a community, and with lots of activity surrounding the beginning of school, lots of other events and activities planned for the month of September, with the car show probably being one of the biggest events coming up, and then homecoming for both the Gold Bugs and the Rangers right there at the end of September, 1st of October. I've been approached by some citizens about having some sort of a cleanup day in the really near future. I've expressed that the best and closest solution to cleaning up properties is with the people that own those properties and the ones that can help do that. I know that the city is working on some other, to the extent that it can, with overgrown properties and dilapidated buildings. But I wanted to, I guess, maybe impart that if you guys see some properties that could use some help cleaning up, let's maybe in the next couple months, not that we shouldn't do it all the time, but see if we can maybe locate some, just out of the, not as a city function necessarily, but see if we can locate people that might be willing to volunteer to help people clean up their properties and that kind of stuff, or do so at a reasonable price if that's appropriate as well. But most of what I've been out in the community hearing about is been good reports on the condition of the streets that the street crews have done, and just as we make these progresses, let's keep going with taking pride in our community and that kind of thing. So, preaching to the choir here. So, but if we can help spread that message out in the community. That concludes my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions. The next item is the city business manager's report.
Well, Councilman Miller hit on a couple of items that are in the report, both the T-Hangar construction and the South Share Hangar repairs. We did award those on the 8th of August. The T-Hangar was awarded to Full Fab Inc., who was the lowest and best bid for both delivery and erection of the building at $184,700. Take about 20 weeks for them to get the building here. The South Share was awarded to Blue Sage Services out of Woodward, and through some negotiations now we're at about just a little over $49,000 on that construction. The Integris Medical Center Alva Clinic permit application is still looming out there. The Planning Commission did submit a list of questions to Integris for response. This was done a couple of weeks ago now. Have not heard anything back from Integris on that. But as directed by Ordinance 2014-46, Council must consider the application by September 19th. The City of Alva is working on updating their identity theft red flag policy. For those councilmen that aren't aware, that the city had a policy that was enacted back in September of 2012. It's required by the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act. And we are currently looking at that and getting some, looking at that for completeness. Does require that we make an annual report in November, and we're working toward that report date. We do have a few positions open right now. We've got a street position open. I've got a couple of paramedic, there are 3 paramedic positions open, part-time and 2 full-time. We did have, so if you are out and about and see Randy Rhodes, last week he turned in his retirement notice to me. He'll be retiring as of September 15th, I believe it is. So that position will be coming open. We've got a street committee meeting immediately following the council. Tourism and Rec Board meeting on Wednesday. My OML meeting has been canceled. Have a planning commission meeting scheduled for the 22nd. And then library board and arena authority scheduled for September 6th. The city of Alva offices will be closed on September 5th for the observance of Labor Day. And that would be my report. I'd be happy to try to answer any questions that the council may have.
Does the council have any questions for Mr. Dunham? Thank you, Joe Don. Number 7 is discussion and action on Resolution 2016-007, approving a budget amendment for fiscal year 2016-17 in the amount of $11,319 for grants received from Woods County LEPC, Communities Foundation of Oklahoma, and the Oklahoma Department of Libraries.
Yes, the city did receive the 3 grants mentioned to total $11,319. 2 of the grants were from for the fire department for the purchase of equipment. The LEPC grant will purchase some computer equipment and pay some internet expenses for the fire department, which will enhance the Alva LEPC. And then the $4,726 from Communities Foundation was what we had discussed a couple of meetings back to go toward the purchase of the fire marshal vehicle to fix that gap that we had there. Then we did receive an additional $184 for travel reimbursement for the library, and that'll all get put back into their. With this budget amendment, that'll get put back into their expense accounts.
Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Approval of resolution 2016-007, approving a budget amendment for FY 16-17 in the amount of $11,319.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Valencia, a second by Councilman Miller, to approve Resolution 2016-007, a budget amendment for fiscal year 2016-2017 in the amount of $11,319 for grants received from the stated entities. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Valencia,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Milton,
Yes.
Stelling,
Yes.
Eckhart,
Yes.
Hanford.
Yes.
Number 8 is presentation from Emily Williams, Director of Sponsored Programs, regarding the Northwestern Oklahoma State University Recreational Complex Renovation Project. Ms.
Hi, thank you so much for your time this evening. Like you said, I'm Emily Williams, the Director of Sponsored Programs at Northwestern. And right now at Northwestern, we're in the process of working on a grant application to submit to the Land and Water Conservation Fund in order to renovate the tennis court or recreational complex on the northwest corner of Northwestern's campus. And this renovation project it's going to be open for community use. It's actually, the original project was funded through the Land and Water Conservation Fund back in 1978. So this is a renovation of that same type of project. Our application requests that we show support from the public or public interest, public comment, different things like that. And so what I'm mainly here for today is to request a letter of support in order to, in our process of completing this renovation project and hopefully receive approval through this grant fund. So I'd be more than happy to answer any questions anyone may have. I'm trying to go quick because I know I don't want to, if you're going late, it's not going to be because of me tonight. So any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Williams?
Just briefly tell them what the project is.
The project would entail, it's in the early stages, so as far as what the renovation, all we're going to do with that are still, we're waiting to kind of figure out what all we'd like to do. For sure, we would like to renovate or resurface the tennis courts and make them, just after 40 years of wear and tear and weathering, there's a lot of cracking and the paint is obviously chipping, and so the renovation will include hopefully the resurfacing of those tennis courts, repainting, maybe some work on the fencing and different things that surround the complex, as well as possibly some of the lighting. We're going to kind of go with, make it as updated and as nice as we can. So that's what we're looking at right now. But like I said, it's still in the early stages of that. And so what all we hope to accomplish is going to depend on some of the bids and different things that I guess we receive.
Council have any further questions? Well, thank you for your presentation. I always appreciate the work that Northwestern does in our community, and this sounds like another great project, and I look forward to the next item on our agenda.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Number 9 is discussion and action to approve a letter of support for the Northwestern Oklahoma State University Recreational Complex renovation project. Would there be a motion to approve that letter of support?
I move that we approve a letter of support for Northwestern Oklahoma State University Recreational Complex renovation project.
I have a motion by Councilman Eckhart, second by Councilman Fisher, to approve a letter of support for the Northwestern Oklahoma State University Recreational Complex renovation project. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Eckhart,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Milton,
Yes.
Stelling,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Valencia.
Yes.
All right, and as you guys noticed, the letter is drafted and ready to submit, so thank you very much. We'll get that right out to you.
Thank you so much.
Item 10 is discussion and action to declare a 1994 Chevy Camaro with the stated VIN number surplus and authorized disposal by sealed bid. Mr. Dunham?
This is a vehicle that we have acquired through a drug bust. It's gone through the stated amount of time. We've held it, and owner has relinquished the vehicle to us. We do not have the need for a 1994 Chevy Camaro at this time, and would like to dispose of that vehicle and use those proceeds to go to benefit the the police department drug enforcement efforts. Right now, we'd be looking at some method of sale, either by sealed bid, auction, or there's been some concern about what the vehicle would bring locally through a sealed bid. This might be a candidate for us to venture out into the world of online auction services to dispose of.
Does this agenda item permit that?
I think if you amend it to make it by sealed bid or public auction as necessary.
In the sale list, will we be able to guarantee that when another drug job goes over, it doesn't find anything? Be a little bit worried of that when you sell it.
No, I mean, they should be not no residue left of that at this point in time.
I make a motion to declare 94 Chevy Camaro, VIN number as posted in our agenda, surplus and authorize disposal by sealed bid or
Public auction.
on public auction. Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Miller, second by Dr. Hannaford, to declare a 1994 Chevy Camaro with stated VIN number surplus and authorized disposal by sealed bid or public auction. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Miller,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Valencia,
Yes.
Eckhart,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Stelling.
Yes.
Number 11 is discussion and action on application from Carla A. Wilson to withdraw retirement funds from city pension plan in a lump sum.
As you may know, Carla Wilson retired with us about a month ago now, and she would like to have her retirement contributions lump sum, which our policy allows. Does require the authorization from council to allow that. Once this is done, funds will be paid to Ms. Wilson from OMRF, and the city will have no further liability to her for retirement.
Is there a motion to approve this withdrawal of retirement funds?
Move to approve an application for Carla Wilson to withdraw retirement funds from the city pension plan. Second.
You, Chris?
Yeah.
All right. I have a motion from Councilman Valencia, second from Councilman Eckhart, to approve the application from Carla A. Wilson to withdraw retirement funds from city pension plan in a lump sum. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Valencia,
Yes.
Eckhart,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Stelling,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
Item 12 is remarks and inquiries by citizens. Public comment will be limited 2 minutes per speaker. Speaker must identify himself or herself. Thank you all for attending. Would you guys have anything to share? Or? Thank you. Item 13 is remarks and inquiries by council members. Does the council have any remarks or inquiries?
I would like to mention one thing I forgot during my manager's report for council can consider. The OML conference will be held in Oklahoma City this year, September 13th to 15th. If any council member wishes to attend, please let me know so we can get you registered and get a room.
I would like to make one comment. Last week, my mother had the fortunate opportunity of having to use the ambulance service here in Alva, and 911 call. And I just want to thank the ambulance, the EMTs, the fire department, the police department, the prompt response, and their professionalism. Very much appreciated, and I know the community realizes how much of a gem they have in those emergency services.
Absolutely. All right, if there are no further remarks, we will adjourn the meeting of the Alva City Council.